probably one of the best submachine guns in the world right here, the MP5 or the HK SP5. This is my rifle that I have, really considered a rifle. But yeah, it's a sub gun, so it shoots 9mm, and I'm just gonna go over kind of the specs of mine here. I've been a huge fan of the MP5 for many years. It's really kind of what got me into guns over a decade ago. You know, I have seen all the movies, you know, Die Hard, etc., that offer an MP5 for the viewers to watch. But it's just an iconic gun. I mean, so many movies, especially in the 80s and 90s, growing up during that period, super soft shooting, you know, just developed to the extreme with all these crazy things going on in terms of, you know, the roller delayed gas blowback operation. And I mean, they're still in use today all over the United States, and there's lots of information and YouTube videos and people on forums that have, you know, great knowledge on the MP5. I'm just gonna again cover mine right here. This was actually not my first MP5 clone that I purchased. The very first one I got was from Atlantic Firearms back in like 2013 or 14. They had a line of roller locked guns, and it was the AA89. And then I did have a MP5K PDW clone. I forgot who made that one, but I did buy it from Atlantic Arms. Then I had a POF MP5, or Pakistani Ordnance Factories. Honestly, should have been called POS because it was awful. Just could not get that gun to run, and I swapped every component, gave it to a lot of different HK armors, and it would just not run. And then I was like, if I'm gonna own an MP5 and this is my favorite platform, I've got to just own a legit HK. So I bought an SP5 and swapped some parts out on it. Have a few different 9mm silencers. I've tried a lot of different optics setups on it. Lots of different stock options. I've actually got a A2 stock here, which I'll show you. This is really the most comfortable stock to shoot for an MP5. Gives a really good cheek weld, but you can't beat the iconic A3 sliding stock. I'm gonna collapse that. But yeah, let's just go from the front to the back. This is a Gemtech Raptor, an OG Gemtech Raptor. I think this is a can that was developed for the MP5. I bought this off a guy online who is a dealer of NFA items, dealer NFA, and he got it from a police department in Alabama. And it's great. It's really quiet. It's got the tri-lug built into the can. A little bit of POI shift with it, but I really like the Gemtech Raptor. Certainly adds a lot of length to the end of the muzzle, or really the end of the MP5, but I just really like the look and feel of it. Not the quietest can again, but it serves me well. The HK SP5 comes with a threaded barrel and obviously the tri-lug. We have different handguards, you know, that are out on the market. This is just like the wide triangle handguard, I think is what they call it. I've actually got another handguard here. I'm actually going to go ahead and pull out all of the different things that I have for this rifle. Here's a light right here. Here's the original lower and trigger pack that came with it. And then this right here is a very interesting rail. So of course I've owned the Knights rails, whether it was the, you know, rail that goes here or the rail that goes up here, and they're like over $1,000 now. It's kind of insane. This is a rail I got online, I want to say from like Gatewood Supply, but it's called the Kley Zion, or Kley Zion rail. And this came off a gun, I think it was in the early 2000s, and it just bolts right up. It's obviously made very well. This is just an old school Blackhawk vertical grip that I have. But yeah, sometimes I like just running just the wide handguard or even the slim handguard, but I don't have one here. Let's see, other things with the SP5. Already went over the stock, but this is just a, you know, standard SCF lower. I really like the SCF lowers. Standard trigger. Up here we've got a very low optic mount. I know Bowtac makes one of these. There's a few other companies out there that make just the low mount, so then you can run an Aimpoint at, you know, direct co-witness. This is a Aimpoint that I bought. I've had a few different Aimpoints on the rifle, and this is a very low mount that you see in a lot of pictures of guys running MP5s in like I guess the 90s or early 2000s, and it does a really good job getting your Aimpoint to co-witness with your iron sights. This is not even a HK drum. It's a US made rear sight. Everything else comes on it is HK for the most part. But yeah, this is the trigger pack that it came with. So I've got a spare trigger pack, lots of different parts. Again, we'll go over the Kley Zion right there, the rail. Here's an LEO restricted magazine. We've got the Gemtech Raptor, the A2 stock. Then here's a an old light that I bought that sometimes I run on the rail when I mount it up. This is an old Surefire with an old mount, and serves me well. It's just cool, old school piece of gear right there. But yeah, that's the MP5 that I own. Love it. Iconic, super small, super soft shooting. Love this setup, and yeah, had it for many years.